I feel like I need to know the science of this because I'm gonna be the resident science bitch when it comes to banging. I need to know the bang science behind this. But I don't think we're ever gonna have that laid out for us, unfortunately. I can't be serious. I can't. I'm sorry.
This is not serious literature. Dearly beloveds.
Oh gosh, yes. This is
gathered here today.
For a magical thing, for a good thing, for a pure thing.
Okay, I can do this. We can do this. It's been a couple months since we finished Lasher. I'm really grateful that I was able to take that time to devour many, many books that weren't written by Anne Rice.
Yeah, I did that too. I read a lot of smut too. It was fun.
But like the healthy, fun kind, and not the kind that involve. Oh, let me smooth. I immediately was going into rage. I literally feel it sitting in my chest.
I do want to reiterate though, as we start this new season and we start this new book, Taltos, that we came into this as fans of Anne Rice. We
like
loved the Vampire Chronicles. Yeah.
Yeah. We did a whole podcast episode on our other podcast, A Ghost in the Magazine. Go there. After she passed away, because I was devastated. And it was to honor her. And it was literally when we decided we were going to do this podcast. And unfortunately, that has
It has backfired stupendously and tormented us. And yeah,
I am not a fan.
Not a fan. I am not an Anne girl.
We're not, I mean, we're going to continue because we made an oath
Solemn.
to read every Anne Rice book that she ever wrote. It's just unfortunate that literally 3 books into this endeavor and we're donezies. I was done. I was done in the witching hour, okay? If
Fair.
I had done what I know now, this podcast wouldn't be a thing.
Fair. Entirely fair.
My guts are not well. And I have had to take several pauses in my first 5 chapters of this book. Okay? When this book started, I was intrigued and confused. Okay? Because there's apparently another Taltos existing that we didn't know about. And it's not a woman, it's a man whose name is Ashler, but he's not Saint Ashler who keeps coming and comes again. And so I don't understand who he is at all.
He's a weird Zen doll man.
Oh, yes. Okay. So he has this obsession with dolls that I think is super interesting. And at first I was like, this is very weird. But then I remembered I played so many hours of The Sims and it's pretty much the same thing except trashier because he's very like fancy and delicate with his dolls and probably doesn't make them do the things that my Sims do. So I'm not going to judge him for that. I'll probably end up judging him for other things. I'm just looking at you because I have no idea. I have no idea.
I know. I think that he ultimately does what his race does in the end, but it is with another member of his race, and I guess I can suspend a little bit, but his gaze at Yuri and Mona both in some of these chapters was a little. I was like, you gotta fuck him? Is it the same if you fuck a guy? Do you obliterate his asshole if you do that? Like, will he die of his asshole exploding if it's a guy?
I'm nauseous.
What about if someone sucks him off? Does their throat explode? That's my
I
question.
don't understand. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I feel like, oh, okay. I feel like, oh my God, my stomach hurts. I feel like the sperms should only be like crazy, magical, active for certain uteruses. That's just how I feel. Like the ones with the genes or whatever
Yeah.
from the family tree.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I
I feel like I need to know the science of this because I'm gonna be the resident science bitch when it comes to banging. I need to know the bang science behind this. But I don't think we're ever gonna have that laid out for us, unfortunately. I
at
can't
some
be
point,
serious. I can't. I'm sorry.
this is not serious literature, friends. It is not. And I'm really sorry to the people who enjoy this series. I am, because I know there's a lot of you. I'm not here to judge you. I am just here to talk about my feelings. I can't speak for Elle. I can't. I don't want, if you like it, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want anything to do with that conversation. Don't try to have the conversation with me. You're not going to change my mind. It's not going to happen. Please stay over there. Please. I'm
If you try to
horrified.
have the conversation with me, you probably are not gonna like the way it goes. I'm just gonna put that out there.
So, you know what I think is interesting about Ash's doll obsession is because he says, okay, that well, first of all, he says that if you love dolls, then you learn to love all different kinds of people, and he literally like walks the streets of Manhattan to find weird faces, which I'm sure he finds. But I just want to say, first of all, that that's not something that like your average doll obsessioneer would do because that's only for like weird endless life weirdos
Mm-hmm.
to do stuff like that because on a normal human clock we don't really have time despite you know what we got going on, but that he also says that the dolls are images of little people because they never really look like children, and I thought that that was a very interesting thing to say considering the subject matter of these books
Mm-hmm.
is highly fixated on children.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he's a Taltos that doesn't have a childhood. So he doesn't really know what a child would look like. So maybe that's why he thinks that, because he never saw himself as a child. He always saw himself as an adult. I don't know. Ash is one of those characters where I'm like, are we for real putting the first like kind of like empathetic borderline communist character in this series as a soft spot baby man? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, and like the first person who could have empathy for somebody else is one of these monsters.
Uh, you know what's funny that you mentioned soft spot? I just listed a series of questions. Why is he Saint Ashler, or why is he Ashler but not Saint Ashler? And does he have a soft spot?
He's got to have a soft
So he
spot.
does
I
have a
mean,
soft spot.
I'm assuming he's a Taltos. They have soft spots, right? That's like their thing.
Yeah, I have more questions. It's just a series of questions. Literally, okay. There's a lot of conversation about Taltos later with Yuri, but I only want to talk about Yuri at the end. I don't want to talk about him before the end because fuck that. But we get a lot of information dumped, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of Lasher, the Telemaska people, we don't really know apparently if they're Telemaska people,
Mm-hmm.
but they were saying that they have a female Taltos and they want to get Lasher and this lady together, right? To do the stupid, fucking stupid, sorry, mom, stupid thing of making Taltos babies. Why? Oh my God, I have no idea. But Ash says if there was a female Taltos, okay, she basically would have sniffed out Lasher immediately and gone to him, and not anybody or any entity in this world would have stopped her from doing that. Why doesn't that work for male Taltos? Why didn't Ash know that Lasher was born? Why didn't he sniff him out?
I
Just,
think it has to do with their weird breeding kink. And it explains, eventually it will explain why she doesn't,
oh,
because she does exist. They do have her. Yeah,
I
I
want to
do
be
remember
safe.
that part. But and
Oh,
Ash gets to meet her at some point.
I'm so mad.
But that's not the one he ultimately ends up with. I also I wanted to bring up the fact that Ash gets on his plane and is listening to classical music, and I was like, oh, that's because Michael is part Taltos. That's why he loves Dickens and Vivaldi's.
I have so many emotions inside my body that it just comes out in sounds. And that is from the sheer effort of trying to hold back the just mindless things that I want to say in response to the first 106 pages.
Yeah.
That's all. We're only 5 chapters in. So Ash, he hires a doll maker
Mm-hmm.
to make dolls for him. And I is that part of like, I don't know if she matters later or if this is just part of like making him gentle in our eyes. That he like really cares about her dolls and like wants to set her up to be rich and take
Mm-hmm.
care of her. And she's so gracious to him.
I think that, like, in my memory, that's just him setting him up as a benevolent character. I
Okay.
don't remember it coming into play later, but I could be wrong. I think, he's just like, he's a manufacturer. That's what he does. He
Mhm.
bankrolls these things. He's a toy maker.
I said he's a toy enjoyer. He carried that doll in his luggage for years.
Yeah. And again, we're talking about a man who had no childhood. There's probably some kind of like deep-seated thing there as well. um
Hmm.
that he's processing. I don't know. Ash is not the most hateable character so far. I the thing is I can't ever say I don't hate someone in an Anne Rice book, because I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna hate them at some point, and I don't remember fully what happens with him. So
I don't trust him
mm-mm.
because he seems so gentle and caring. And there's even a part where he talks about how he has not touched a woman in so long. Like he won't ever let that happen again. It's been so long since he had mommy's milk because he just won't allow that to happen. And I'm just like, does that mean that something's gonna happen? I don't trust it.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I don't trust him either. So again, like I said, just the way he behaves with like the picture of Mona and Yuri, I'm just like,
No, no, I think that is when I was officially like, I don't trust this long leg, long finger bitch. Like, no, no. And then I was wondering, like, this, the thing with not touching ladies, if that's like a punishment he's giving himself, like he never wants to be viewed as a monster, or if it's like the vampires when they get older and he's old as heck, they keep talking about his white hair, that they don't have to drink as much blood. Can he exist on just fancy cheese on the airplane?
I don't know. I don't know that like banging is part of their like vitality in any way. I know that they have like an urge and instinct to do so. So he's definitely like capping an instinct. Maybe it's because he does have that wisdom of age and he has seen the consequences of it. But like I said, there are other ways to bang. Like you don't have to like raw dog
Well,
fuck, right? You can just there's other stuff you can do. Sorry, Steph's mom.
we can't help the content that's in it, okay? Because she wrote this. Anne Rice wrote this. We're just relaying the facts, okay? This was put in a book, okay?
I'm here for science. I'm here for the plot. That's what I do. Okay.
I just barely control my rage. That's what I'm here to do. So, okay. So, we're going to take a break from Ash and we're going to talk about Mary Jane Mayfair. Okay?
Oh God.
Because I thought I was done with the Mayfairs. No, no, no.
Mm-mm.
And it makes sense. I literally texted Elle and I was like, oh my God, all the tumblers are falling into place. I'm afraid I should have known. I should have known better.
Yep.
Mary Jane Mayfair. Kind of love her. She is a bayou princess. She does what she wants. Okay. She made herself very handy. She did her own electrical out in that swamp house. She made a fortune for herself without, like, single filing up to Mayfair and Mayfair asking for money. And she's only 19.
19
Okay.
and a half.
19 and a half. First of all, how stupid. How stupid that they buried the wrong old lady.
Yeah.
When they have these high class lawyers in their family and they buried the wrong old lady and Mary Jane's grandma is still alive. How
Mhm.
stupid.
Yeah. Also, just like to me, Mary Jane is just Mona in a different font. She's just as
Okay.
full of herself as Mona is.
She is, but I think she's so funny for whatever reason. She's just like, oh, like she's country as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I support that. I do.
Same.
Um,
I'm also country as hell.
that's why I love you. See what I'm saying? My mom's country as hell. Like, I do. Um, oh, I want to love Mona also, but I don't. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for her, but I don't love her. I don't.
I think that's because we are allowed to see too much into her head and see
Yes.
how she's not a great person.
And Mary Jane might not be a good person later either, but for now, I like her. Uh, before I get to the gross stuff, because there's always gross stuff in these books. I want to say that I did feel like in these interactions with Mary Jane that for the first time, Mona seemed her age.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
There was a lot of jealousy, and not even in the kind that's like malicious, but she was very clearly jealous,
Mm-hmm.
Jane. Um, and the way she like dealt with that was like, I'm gonna help her, I'm gonna fix her up. Like this poor child, meanwhile, she's 13 and Mary Jane's 19. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? She's lived a whole life already. Mona just got money, like she's just being included in these conversations about what they're gonna do. They shouldn't be doing that, but all this
Mm-hmm.
stuff is gonna pushed on her because she's the heiress now. And she really did seem like a little baby. I hate saying that because of everything else that happens.
Do we want to talk about the incriminating paragraph that made to my Instagram story and made me clip the beginning of Panic Attack by the Fall of Troy, which opens with the line, I fucking hate myself for reading this book, for existing at the same time that this book exists, for generally everything. Okay, I'm gonna read this. The trouble with Michael was that he did have a weakness for pubescent pulchritude. His tryst with Mona had been no freak of nature or twist of witchcraft, and Mary Jane Mayfair was as succulent a little swamp hen as Mona had ever beheld. I'm not going to read the whole thing,
No,
but
no,
she legit admits that he's a pedo, like straight up
literally,
admits.
literally. You cannot argue at any point past this that Michael's a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they just let him be. They let him be there with their kids.
The
They just let him
angel,
be around,
the
and they just
archangel, the hero of the family, the brave defender of the family. Child
okay.
fucker.
Yeah, okay. And we talked about this too. Elle's vile hatred of Michael has been a constant source of conversation, okay, since even before we started this. And I'm going through this and I'm like, yeah, Michael sucks. Michael's a bad man. But like, there's all this other horrible stuff going. No, Michael is a bad man. I'm so okay. While they're talking to Mary Jane, he's oogling her.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly, Mona's just watching it. Like, this man is literally like eye humping a 19-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who is related to his wife and technically,
Him. Yeah.
also.
And she
But
calls him out too, and she says,
yeah,
"You're a
she does.
Mayfair."
You look just like us. You look just like, and then literally, literally my chest. Okay, all right, because they keep talking about this band-aid on Mary Jane's knee, and
Whoop.
when she leaves, Mona's like, you think that band-aid's sexy, Michael? And he just, yeah, everything about her sexy. Why do you get to just say stuff like that and nobody says anything to you?
Like if you had like any shred of decency, first of all, like avert your fucking eyes. Second of all, like I am there. Okay, I only have an example of somebody that is of age, but like I have been in the same room as a man that drives me insane. And you know what? I only looked at him when I thought he wasn't looking at me.
I
Okay?
mean,
And if somebody would have been like, "You have a crush on him," I would be like, "Nuh-uh, fuck you. You don't know shit about me."
I know Stef about you.
Well, yeah, well, you don't count. I tasked you taking video of him while so I didn't look like I was looking at him, okay?
I'm a good videographer, just in case anybody needs videography done.
But my point is, you can like be attracted to someone. Like, let's just even say, okay, he's pushing 50, she's 19. That's gross, but not technically illegal. Okay. So you can be
Wow.
attracted to that person and not be a fucking weirdo about it, bro. Like, what is wrong? What is wrong here? I just don't understand it. Like, I have so much like what makes people not have any like ability to like view themselves critically, like to not see when they're being like weird or awkward or strange. Like I feel like shit half the time because I feel like I'm being awkward, and I've never said anything like that, not even close.
I think he just doesn't care, and I think that he's been like so inundated in Mayfair shit. They have the oddest behavior, and
Ooh.
it is justified in their minds. Nobody says anything, and so like he really, as a pedophile, hit the jackpot entering into that family. Okay, all right, and then so keep in mind, Mary Jane's popping off that Michael is a Mayfair. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
a witch makes a Taltos, right? Okay, Mona's period is late. I threw the book.
Yeah, you putting it together. You're putting her
Yeah, that's when I
together.
texted you. I was like, no, 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 because we'll do Blackwood Farm later, but literally, I knew nothing about Mona Mayfair, and she shows up in that book, okay? And she has this condition that affects her reproductive stuff. And I forgot all about that. Meanwhile, her period is late, and her shit is wrecked. And I was like, no. And I should have known because nothing anywhere else explains what happened to Mona. I should have known it was coming.
So can Mona not get pregnant in Blackwood Farm?
I can't exactly remember, but I think that's what it is. And every time she has sex, it kind of like messes her up a little bit more. And she still
Mm.
does it, as who wouldn't with Quinn Blackwood, apparently. Don't say anything.
There's always somebody for someone. So, maybe for Mona, it's Quinn Blackwood. It obviously is for you.
We don't need to talk about me.
Yeah, I think we know where this is going, and I think when I say that there's another Taltos that Ash will end up with, you kind of see where I'm going with that, and then you see why I have a little bit of an issue with that because of an age difference, but also they're Taltos.
No, but no, the madness has to stop somewhere. No, she doesn't get to do this in like real life age numbers and then also in supernatural age numbers. No, she can't get away with it. I'm over it. No, no, this is where, no, I'm drawing the line. No,
But
no.
see, this is what I'm saying. Like, she could have picked one. She could have stayed in a lane and done it with the supernatural shit, but she chose not to, and then she just completely like fucks with your like goodwill towards the way you're reading this stuff that you're reading. It's like,
And that's why I don't accept the supernatural stuff because she did the other stuff first. No, no, thank you. No way. Like my shirt says, no,
no
I
way.
wore that one. Now, there's more. Okay. While you're busy being mad about that, okay, Aaron gets run over, okay, multiple times. But here's my thing, and I could be wrong, okay? Strange things are afoot at the Circle K because they hired a vagrant for 5K to run this man over, and he was trying for a week. That does not seem like Talamasca style. It's raggedy. It's giving raggedy.
Yep. Yo, there's a reason for that. So
I know. There
yeah.
has to be. I paid it. But
Yeah,
I'm just like, I know killing people is technically supposed to not be their style either, but this is raggedy.
yeah, it's ratchet. I don't know what they're doing. They're just, I do know what they're doing actually. Because I remember this part. I remember this part of it, you know.
No, we're at the end. I can't do spoilers
Yeah.
this time around. I need the genuine reactions.
Yeah. You're gonna get there. It's not that very far. Because I gave up, like, I want to say I gave up. It wasn't even halfway through. I got to this book and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'll read it eventually.
Wait for me. Wait for me. It was suffer together, hand in hand. Oh my god. Okay. Erin gets run over a bunch of times, and now all of a sudden, Rowan's alert. She's up. She's up. I need to see the body. I'm a doctor.
Well,
so-
yes, and like, why? I just don't understand. It seems like the thing is like after they buried Lasher and Emilith, she just went catatonic again pretty much, but she can get up and like take care of herself and like eat these disgusting things that Michael makes for her and stuff. Like she's just mad. Like she doesn't want to talk to Michael. At least that's what I was hoping. Doesn't turn out to be the case.
No, it doesn't, and I feel like that would make sense. She gives this like weak explanation about her soul not being able to heal or whatever, but like you're a doctor sailor with magic hands. What do you mean? Rowan is a creepazoid.
Mm-hmm.
She's the worst. She woke up scary, I felt. And she's like, I'm gonna hurt Michael's feelings again, but first I'm gonna fuck him. I find it so hard to believe she woke up horny. I find it so hard to believe she came out of that catatonic state with like, let's bone. Especially after she admits to us, the readers, she's heard everything. She looked Mona right in her eyes while Mona told her, your husband statutory raped me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I can ever fuck a man again after reading this. I can't. You're gonna have to like cover your chest hair or something because I can't ever see chest hair again and get horny. It's just not gonna be able to happen. I don't know. I don't know,
Michael's
dude.
chest is shag carpet.
Yeah, I'm like permanently scarred. I didn't want to read this sex scene. There was no part of me that was on board to read this sex scene right here, right now. Really, Anne? Really? We had to put it here, bitch? No.
Sadly and unnecessary, and we read smut.
I literally just read a fucking Beauty and the Beast retelling where the Beast doesn't ever become a prince again, and she just fucks him when he's the Beast.
I bet she was happy as hell. Anyways,
I was laughing my fucking ass off. I thought that was great. I had a fucking wonderful time.
literally, we have a great time. I peer pressure her to read Live, Laugh, Lich. It's a pointless, hilarious smut book. And
Love it.
this,
This is no.
with
No
people
for me.
dying. Oh my god! Like, and she's plotting revenge, and talking about like her dead grown up baby buried in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, both her babies, actually, both
yes,
her children.
Yes. If I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I just like it's like fucking birthing the Jersey Devil. Like, did the mother of the Jersey Devil, like Mother Leeds, did she fucking care? Like, I certainly fucking wouldn't. I'm sorry. Maybe that's heartless of me, but I'm like one of the most mommy core bitches I know, and I still could not find a fuck to give if I had like a fucking weird rapist monster baby. I'm sorry. You're in the
Right.
ground, bitch.
Like, she likes to sit out under the tree by them, which is crazy to me because Michael, well, respectfully, Michael has a right to be mad. She did have a baby and then run off with it and have more babies with her baby. That's traumatic.
Yeah.
He's like hasn't had a chance to tell her how he really feels because she's been fake catatonic this whole time. And he's like, "Why did you do that?" And she's like, "Don't you hit me. He hit me." But yet you go visit his grave every day. Even though he beat the shit out of you and held you hostage, tied up while you were pregnant with your baby's baby. Like, make that make sense to me. Can't.
Yeah.
Can't.
Can't.
Can't do it. And the worst part of all of this is that I feel, and this is why I feel bad for Mona, besides the fact that she's knocked up, is that she's in the clutches of scary adults.
Yeah.
Michael got her pregnant, and Rowan is nasty towards her. Okay? And she talks about her baby skin and how Michael must have loved desecrating that baby skin. You're a predator.
Yeah.
You're a predator. Get
Yeah.
off me.
Yeah.
And she's like, I need you. I need you to stay by me. No. Go to jail. That's why I wrote go to jail, Rowan, in capital letters on my piece of paper. Go straight to jail.
Everyone go to jail. Everyone.
Take them all. Round them all up. Round them all up. Take them to jail. Because you know what? Now we can talk about Yuri. Yuri can go to jail too.
Yuri is such a disappointment.
Because he has this like wonderful backstory and like Aaron's like his dad. And I did get choked up when he found out that Aaron was dead. And then I remembered that he's also a pedophile. Sorry. He carries a picture of little Mona around with him, talking about my little love. You're a pedophile.
You're a 32-year-old man. I don't know that he's 32, but he's in his 30s. I'm going to assume early 30s, but
our age.
You shouldn't be fucking a child, dude. For me, honestly, if you can't hang with adults, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's a severe like mental failing of some sort. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
It's not, and everyone is fine. Everybody's fine.
Yes. I mean, I don't expect Ashler to have a moral objection to it because he's obviously a fucking baby monster. But like the other ones, the other like the rest of them, and I mean, I guess you can't ask the Mayfairs too, but like Aaron, shouldn't Aaron have been like, dude, this is fucked up? Like at least I bagged the old bitch. Like can't you bag Clitty or something? Like can't you get like an age appropriate Mayfair? There's lots of them.
Didn't Clitty get her uterus exploded?
She did, but I mean before that, he could have bagged her then, you know? Pre-explosion.
Yeah, but you really have to look at the Telemascus history, okay? Vital members, freaking Peter, wasn't he in the Telemasca? Yeah. And started this stuff. They are all complicit. They're just,
yeah. Yeah.
No one's protecting the children. Nobody.
No, yeah. It is disgusting and bad, and yeah, she's going to ruin every character you have any sympathy for at all. That is how we're rolling. One thing I will say at towards the end of like this, like chapter 5 and stuff, when Ashler is like going back to the Glen to try to like figure some shit out or whatever the fuck Ashler's up to. This is just some incredibly confusing lore building, just like Michael's visions of the Picts or whatever. Like, make it make sense, brother. Like, give me something to like. I can sit here and like try to guess what it is, but I don't want to fucking guess at this point. Like, you have shoved everything else down my throat. Why can't you have a little bit of definition with the lore building? Instead, it just feels like we threw this chapter in here again to throw brakes on. I feel like every time she lore dumps a bunch of shit, she's just throwing the brakes on the plot because she doesn't want to keep going with the plot at this moment.
She
Which is
literally threw all that St. Ashler stuff in at the end of Lasher.
mm-hmm.
And that was so upsetting because, wait, don't kill me yet. Let me dump my entire history on you first. And then you can shoot me in the soft spot.
The same thing happened with Gifford. We had a giant lore dump with Gifford when she died. Like, this is just what she does, and I don't understand it. Like, it just, you know, you can weave these in, and you don't have to weave it in like massive. It's just mad. Because she's a skilled writer.
Yes, we've never argued that. Never. We've just complained a lot about other stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't complain about it if I didn't think she had the skill to fix it. She does. She was skilled enough to make it a better book, and she chose this instead.
But this is what she wanted to do, just like going after freaking internet bullies.
Yup.
You know, choices. Everything is a choice in this life.
Some of hers are baffling. Thank you for listening to the Annegirls Podcast. You can find us on the internet at annegirls.ghostinthemagazine.site.